4,000 Canadians commit suicide every year. Mental illness affects 1 in 5 people in Canada. I've been personally affected by mental illness in my life. Last May 31st, 2016, I tried to end my own life. I was sitting in class that day and my emotions had been building up over a long time. I started crying in class and I decided to just leave. I ran home as fast as I could, and when I got home, I just sat there and I stared at a wall. I felt very blank and empty, and I wasn't sure what to do with myself. My mom was not home, and I decided that I was going to try to end my own life. I took over 150 pills, which was a fatal dose, and I decided to go to my room and go to sleep. I fell asleep and was unconscious for 8 hours, from 12 p.m. noon until 8 p.m. at night, and my mom walked in my room and found me in my bed unconscious, covered in puke and not responsive. She picked me up and threw me in the car, and she drove as fast as she could to the hospital. When we got to the hospital, they called poison control, and poison control was unable to relieve my system of the medications that I had taken because it had been so long. So the medication had already entered my bloodstream. My mom and the doctors were unsure if I was going to wake up. I spent the next 12 hours unconscious, not knowing what was going to happen. My mom sat there in the emergency room by my side and stared at me until I ended up waking up the next morning. When I woke up, the doctors and the psychiatrist came in and talked to me. This was a very serious suicide attempt, and they decided to admit me to the hospital. I spent 3 weeks in the psychiatric unit at the hospital for a while. Prior to this admission, I had been admitted 3 other times to the same hospital due to depression. However, this was the most significant and serious time that I had been admitted. In total, I have been admitted into the hospital 6 times for various mental illnesses, and there were many bumps along the way. I would go through times where I would feel extremely happy and well for a period of time, even months, and then my mood would significantly drop and I would be at the lowest point I'd ever been in my life. It was this constant cycle of being good and then being very bad, and being in the hospital and being out of the hospital and being at school and not being able to get out of my bed, and it got very exhausting. So one day I realized that I had 3 options: that I could either continue to live miserably every day and continue to be in this cycle where I'd be in the hospital and out of the hospital every few weeks. I could die, or I could actually try and put my energy into getting better. And I figured, what could be the worst that happens if I tried my best to get better? With recovery, I believe one of the most important things and one of the things that helped me to get better the most was learning to love and accept myself. Because for a long time, I really hated myself, and I would base my happiness upon other people, and I would feel so down about myself if people did not accept me or if people did not like me. But at the end of the day, I think the most important thing is just that you love and you accept yourself for who you are. So I've changed and I've grown an immense amount since all of this happened. And I finally reached a point where I do love myself. And I think that also makes me capable of loving other people more now. I realized that mental illness is not a choice, but recovering is truly a choice. So wake up every day and do something to benefit yourself, and go to your appointments, go to therapy, go to your psychiatrist. And if you truly put all of your energy into bettering yourself and recovering from your illnesses, there's definitely hope. And this is not something that will necessarily be with you the rest of your life. I know that I deal with things a lot better now than I used to, and as I said, things do happen for a reason. All of these things that have happened have been very awful, but they have also been very life-changing and helped me to realize a lot about myself and realize a lot about what I want to do with my life. I want to become a social worker. I want to help other people going through the same things. I want to share my story. I want to be there for people. So all of this stuff has helped me grow and learn as a person. It just helped me become more aware of mental illness and the impacts of it. And it has helped me to realize that I can overcome absolutely anything that comes my way now.